And the Utes will join rival BYU in the Big 12. The moves set for next summer. OSU Athletic Director Chad Weiberg addressed the additions on Saturday.
We're excited to welcome Arizona State, Utah into the conference. Appreciate Colorado preceding that with their acceptance and into the conference. So, I think it's going to be a great 16-team league moving forward. I think the future is very bright for the Big 12.
You know, the conference has come a long way since 2 years and change ago. That was the day OU and Texas came away with that bombshell that they were leaving for the SEC. Some of these new Big 12 teams don't do a whole lot for me, but if you'd said that fateful day, the two linchpins said adios, that they'd not only be replaced, but with a 16-team league, you might think it'd include the likes of, say, Montana Tech or Haskell and Pine Bluff Country Club. But instead, the league gets two-time defending Pac-12 football champ Utah, reputable BYU, wild card Colorado, basketball blue blood Arizona, and more. So tap the brakes on the Big 12 matching the SEC and the Big 10, but no reason the new league can't become the third best league in the land, Dusty.
Yeah, no question about that, Dean. Look, I think most people around the country would agree the Big 12 is the third most stable conference in college athletics, given the wondering eye of many ACC programs still. Friday was a seismic day in the world of college athletics while we watched the Pac-12 crumble as the Big 12 grabbed 4 and the Big 10 snagged 2 of their member institutions. The Big 12 was believed to be the one that would crumble 2 years ago, as Dean talked about. OU Texas to the SEC, news was everywhere. There was talks of schools getting picked off or possibly a merger with the Pac-12. Everything was on the table outside of the Big 12 surviving, let alone thriving. We must give the unity of the remaining 8 in the Big 12 tons of credit for sticking together, along with their leadership displayed by Brett Yormark in the Big 12 office. He was bold, aggressive, and strategic. Yormark seemed to be playing chess while Pac-12 Commissioner George Kliavkoff was playing checkers. There's part of me that is sad with all this realignment because I love tradition and rivalries that come with college football, and much of that will take a backseat to the almighty dollar. Don't get it twisted. College football is a cash cow, and all the decisions are about one thing and one thing only: money. These moves may be motivated by money, but they will be massive for the Big 12 staying power and future in college football.
Well, coming up, we make some preseason picks as the college football season inches closer. Keep it right here on the Blitz. We'll be back.
You're watching the Oklahoma Ford Sports Blitz.
It's your Sunday night reminder that you can get involved on the show. You're just one text or social media post away from being a part of the Oklahoma Forward Sports Blitz. Tweet us using the hashtag OKBlitz, or maybe you X at us now since Twitter is now X. And plus, you can reach us at News 9 Sports and News on 6 Sports Facebook pages. To vote on played percentages later in the show, text Dean or text John to 79640.
All right, let's continue some college football talk, not with who's your X factor, but instead let's take a look at our picks for a breakout player from OU and OSU. Guys, one each, and there could easily be more in a lot of cases. Dusty, let's start.
Only one?
Yes,
just one, John. All right. There's several players, as John just mentioned, I thought about here, but I think the player I trust the most to break out is Wake Forest transfer Rondell Bothroyd. I expect the Sooners' defensive line to be improved this year. Bothroyd is a big reason why. I believe he's already the best defensive end the Sooners have. He's a veteran that knows how to play the game the right way. Good punch, can get off blocks, plays the run, and can rush the passer. 14 sacks over the last 2 years, and the Sooners' defense needs that presence on the edge and maybe even inside in pass rush situations. For Oklahoma State, I got to go Ollie Gordon. Look, we only saw the freshman get 60 carries last year, but there were flashes that let you thinking, man, this kid could be special. The Cowboys are going to place a greater emphasis on running the football, and there's no better candidate to be the bell cow than the sophomore running back. He brings size, speed, power to the table, and seems to be primed for a big year, so long as the offensive line can be improved along that front, Dean.
Well, like Dusty, I looked at some others. I mean, I always picked at Barnes, Peyton Bowen, Deshaun McCullough, but I've loved Gavin Freeman since his Charger days and his breakout opener at OU. Didn't surprise me one iota when Venables picked the 5'8.5", 192-pound slot receiver as the one who stood out in conditioning and on-field work. Gavin had diminutive predecessors at Heritage Hall: Sterling Shepard, Wes Welker. He's not the first small receiver to excel, and he does have advantages in being explosive, tough, bright, versatile. a route runner, great hands, and a winner. My OU breakout player, number 82 in your program, number 1 in some of your hearts at OSU. Right there, I'm going with the fearless receiver with parents who were Army vets, by the way, Jaden Bray from Norman High School, 6'2", redshirt sophomore, bright in the classroom and on the field. Missed last season to injury. He's had a couple, but Bray's already proven he has the hands and the body and now the opportunity to break out. Formerly number 82 in your program, now number 5.
85.
85.
As for the Sooners, if they're going to get back to where they think they'll be this season, they'll have to be able to run the ball effectively. Gavin Sawchuk has, Dean, what Coach Barry Switzer used to repeat on his playback shows more than any other phrase, speed and quickness. Speed and quickness. And in the bowl game with Florida State, 15 carries, 100 yards, and a touchdown. At OSU, it's not like we haven't said Kendall Daniels' name a time or two, and he made some plays last season, but now he has a full season under his belt, and he'll have more opportunities to be a run stopper. The Cowboys' new scheme. He's put on 20 pounds. He's up at 225, says he feels more explosive, and he's got that tremendous wingspan. His catch radius for defenders off the charts. And teams better think twice before throwing out routes with him in the area. All right, let's shift now to team performance. All 3 schools in the state did not measure up to their own expectations last season, but hope springs eternal even in 100-degree heat. Thank God for the break this weekend. Season records for OSU, OU, and TU. Dusty?
I got to go first. All right, I got Oklahoma at 10-2. I think the offense is going to be really good with Gabriel run the show for a second straight year. By the way, quarterback depth this year. I really like their offensive line of running backs. The defense will be better. I think the safety room has a chance to be really good. Schedule sets up great for Oklahoma. Should be 5-0 heading to Dallas. Lawrence and Stillwater won't be walks in the park. But OU bounces back with a double-digit win regular season and a chance to be back hanging another Big 12 banner. As far as Oklahoma State, I'm going 8-4. Look, Vegas set the over-under at 6-5 or 6.5 wins, but I'm buying Gundy's group this year. They need to win in Tempe, which won't be easy, but I expect they will. No Texas, no Texas Tech, no TCU on the schedule for the Cowboys. And they get all 4 of the newbies in the final 5 weeks. Depth is going to be an issue for those new schools at that point. I'm buying Alan Bowman and an 8-win season for the Cowboys. As far as Tulsa, look, I love my man, Coach Wilson at T-Town. He's going to win games. Braylon Braxton's going to have a big year. But Oklahoma and Washington, the non-con, road games to end the season, Tulane and East Carolina, too much. I see a 5-win season. Chance of a bowl appearance, but more than likely that'll come in year 2.
Well, the Big 12 media picked OU 3rd in the league. 9.5 wins is the regular season over and under. OU lost all 5 one-score games. They'll improve, but remember, teams with the best players and coaches win most of those one-score games. 7 losses in 22 was a nightmare. Started 3-0 with 3 layups, but in the final 10, only 3 more wins. So I'm looking for a bounce-back season within reason. Easiest schedule in memory. Tougher games at home, and of course in Dallas. This season, 23, another 3-0 layup start. Week 4, must play well in Cincinnati and an underdog in Dallas. UT pulled off the Dogs last year, or that margin could have been much worse. Horns had, and I think still have, the better roster. I see 3 more league wins, a 9-3 regular season. Anything less is concerning. In Stillwater, schedule maybe even easier. I see Gundy having an improved team, 8-4, and a Bedlam finale where OSU will be an underdog probably. Play it close. Can Gundy improve his record to 4-15 against his rival? That would be something in the finale. And I've got Tulsa finishing 6-6 this season.
All right, I'll start with OSU. It wasn't that long ago. The Cowboys were rolling and then dropped that overtime game at TCU. And after the win over Texas, things spiraled the wrong way. Many aren't expecting much this fall, and that's usually when Mike Gundy's teams outperform expectations. Keep Alan Bowman healthy, and the Cowboys could end up 9-3. Now, I expect the Sooners to bounce back. The defense should be better, knowing that Texas has been picked to win the league, should at least provide a little extra motivation. You have to be able to run the ball to keep Dylan Gabriel from having to do too much, but I think they will, and I'll say 9-3. Meanwhile, at Tulsa, Kevin Wilson seems pleased with how fall camp has started. It's far from a finished product. And if you want to know who he's pretty excited about, look no farther than OSU transfer Braylon Presley. He has that open field feel to make big plays. I'll go 7-5 and a chance to go bowling. All right, this is the final Big 12 season, obviously, for OU and Texas before moving to the SEC. Time to predict who'll win the Big 12 this fall. Dustin.
All the pressure on me to go first tonight. Look, I really believe this league is wide open once again. I can honestly make a case for 6 or 7 teams that could make their way to Arlington for a Big 12 title. But if I got to pick one, it pains me. But I got to go with the Texas Longhorns to win the Big 12. Here we are, guys. Look, they got the most talented team in the league going into the season. They're very stout along the line of scrimmage. And if Ewers shows improvement, they're going to be tough to beat, Dino.
Well, I'm saying Texas looks like a champ, too. And Sark is talking like a champion. We'll have to once again see if Texas is really back. But the league isn't loaded with heavyweights. Texas is full of experience, and they've clearly recruited very well and boast that they've been developing players better than ever. Big boys should have the line of scrimmage dominated, as Dusty said. I expect Ewers, the quarterback, to have a big year. By all counts and sources who've eyeballed him, he's changed physically and mentally. An NFL arm that projects him being a first-round pick in the 24 draft. I'm picking them, but remind you, it's no coincidence the Longhorns' apparent big jump comes after NIL money plays a major role.
No doubt about it. It's been all gas up to this point. Maybe it'll be all gas, no brakes finally. All right, after the break, Bryson DeChambeau goes somewhere only 4 golfers in Top Tour history have gone before. And later, we play those percentages.
Report Card, sponsored by your Oklahoma Ford dealers. Ford is the...
Time now to play the percentages. Jonathan, the winner last week. So, John, you're going to be answering first. 10 years from now, percentage chances college football will be similar to the NFL with around 32 schools in one league vying for college football's version of the Super Bowl.
Well, I'd like to give the assist to Jonathan. That's why I'm answering first this week. But I'm going to say 40% here. I think there's a chance of anything happening, kind of like weather in Oklahoma.
That's way out there, guys. I mean, maybe it'll happen, but that is wild. I'm just going 10%. There'll be a bunch of changes, but I don't know that we'll get to that point in 10 years. I hope I'm here to witness it.
Dean and John, you grew up with the Pac-8, Pac-10, Pac-12, from 0 to 100, with 100 being the most. Your disappointment in seeing the Pac-12 get decimated in a span of 1 week. Dean?
Oh, I don't know. I do think there are a bunch of... I don't know. They got some issues out there. 49%. Blame it on stinking Lincoln. When he went, it all started.
You know, listen, tradition-wise, yes, I would go way higher than this, but I'm going 12 because there's a sense of too much pride out there on that side of the country.
Percentage chances Oklahoma State and OU will have a 1,000-yard rusher this season. John?
I think that it's going to be pretty close. I'll say 45.
Yeah, I think it'll be really close, too, and I'm going 60. OU's going to split their carries, I think, and so I'm going 60.
Arizona State AD Ray Edwards made some headlines saying, quote, "I promise I'm not going to Morgantown." Percentage chances that statement holds true. Dean?
Just think about how stupid that is. That's a new AD coming into this league from Arizona stinking State, and he's talking like that. I didn't even want to think about it. I put 50 out there.
He's scared of the couches and the moonshine, and I'm going to 20.
All right, the Mega Millions drawing is Tuesday, around $1.5 billion to the winner. Percentage chances you buy at least one ticket, and we'll call it a $2 donation. John?
Well, if it's a $2 donation, then I'll say 2.
Okay.
I'm frugal on this one. I'm sticking with zilch, zero, nada.
All righty. All right, we need a winner right now. Text Dean or text John to 79640.
You're watching the Oklahoma Ford Sports Blitz.
Kroger Delivery has one.
Welcome back to the Blitz. We were looking for a winner, and we have one tonight. Dino with the win, 54-46 over John.
That is thorough. That's a thorough
He
whipping.
bounced back.
Well, he kind of is cramping my style.
Okay.
He's doing.
Have
Oh,
a great
Dino,
week.
congrats.
Adios.